Yes, that's right, that's right.
And what happened? I chop pizza with him.
That's right, my friend.
And on the backside with money, is that money?
Yes. Sure.
Imagine everyone would hold on Hollywood, plus Oprah Winfrey, and all of them against Trump.
Yes.
And Trump pick up all of them.
Yes.
So never spend him money. Money can't help them, you know.
That's right.
Trump blew them away like.
Yes.
Right now, I was listening to the payment report, and they're talking about Marco Rubio and all that, but they're making joke with China, you know.
That's right.
When Trump gets in next month, we will see how bad Maduro is.
That's right.
Maduro is no bad man. He playing bad because nobody ain't taking him on right now.
That's right.
But I like the point you make this morning to the fellow who call and tell you who they spending money.
You say what?
And
you spend any money? Yeah. When I say the UNC spend as much money as possible in Lava, they don't seem to go with it now. It's just so damn stupid. Yeah, me attack with them.
But he shut him out one time.
Yeah, he shut him down out one time. What nonsense you're talking?
I don't know what King Greasy after. I didn't get to listen.
Yes.
Right? Definitely they're going mad, boy.
Yeah, definitely. They have definitely gone mad.
Watch me now. Either you and me discuss it or I talk it on the video already. Talk it on. I'm not going to use the men in the Senate and put them up as candidates, boy. You can always build back a Senate.
Yes.
And everybody well known, they handle everybody. Right? So I think Kamala have it one already.
Yes.
All right, you go talk.
Yes, my friend. Okay. People, of course, my apology, but I know that we are back up now. But of course, I had to do a part two. I understand that the computer that we are running the corridor transformation on, it got a virus attack. Wow, a virus attack, and as a consequence, of course, you'll be getting a whole day today. I was hoping that didn't happen, but it has happened. But of course, I'll be able to put it back up quickly, as is the case now. Pleasant good night. Sorry about the break in transmission. Well, go ahead, my friend.
Go ahead.
Yes. Go ahead.
It seems to me that Kingsley didn't get something from Santa Claus this year. That's why he getting on. So
I hope so. Hello, Justin, hold on. A pleasant good night. I'm on the program now. Tell me.
You're talking to me?
No. Hold on, Bartara. Yeah. Yeah, you send it to me? Send it to me. Send WhatsApp it to me now. WhatsApp it to me. The doctor paper. Yeah, so I could WhatsApp it to him. I told her that today. All right. Yeah, she said yes. But I was passing there and she told me that it's coming today. So I told her what to do. I told her to send it to me that way. All right? Yeah, it said you can send it now tonight, and I'll get it done tomorrow. All right, let me go back on the program. Sorry about that, Mr. Bantaria. Go ahead.
It seems to me that Santa Claus didn't drop nothing for Kingsley, so that's why he getting on. So you're only naughty this.
Yeah. Boy, these fellas stupidly bitter. I don't know what they're bitter about. That tell me about, as Mr. Tagrigo said, he was on while I was trying to, of course, reboot and so on. So most of what he would have said, and I'm asking him, of course, to call back because that would not have been recorded in any one of the programs. So this is the second part of tonight's program. I had to go on one time. Tomorrow I'll have to go and check this thing to see what has happened with respect to that virus attack. But I was determined, of course, to make sure we have a program tonight. Even though if I had to do it in 5 parts, until 10 o'clock. But go ahead, yes. So he has gone mad. He has gone mad. Go ahead, my friend.
And I can remember that time, some time ago, he had gotten away with Jolene John, and that was the end result there. He was doing the same thing as he's doing now.
Yeah.
But people like him, so them, if you remember what your partner now told you about the movie called The Wild Geese?
Yes,
Colonel William.
yeah, that picture, yes.
Right. And you never watch the movie. Colonel William Faulkner.
Right.
He was a mercenary for hire, and he say he working for anybody. Right? He don't care. He don't have standards. So it seemed to me that Kingsley had the same kind of standards.
So you're saying that our good friend has qualities of that nature?
Yes. He don't care once he getting paid.
I hear you, my friend. Of course, he would disagree because he would claim at the same time that he is, of course, a loyalist to Kamala Prasad and the UNC, but yet still making statements like these.
No. That been going on for a little while now.
Yeah.
Understand? He turned the plate upside down for a long time now. I don't buy into that trick.
Yeah, but I was a bit slightly disappointed with Andy saying that, of course, Warner said money will talk. So I had to tell them, well, listen, we'll let the UNC put as much money, much more than the government or the PNM inside Lavatil and see who they go vote for, if money is it. Because, I mean, they were given the impression that because of a swimming pool and a library, etc., that, of course, the incumbent there for the PNM, I'm talking about Cummins, who don't know if he's coming or going, will win the seat. So I say, well, totally flying in the face of what transpired in Tobago in recent times, and of course the fact that they eat them out and vote them out, which is an objective that we have and must have in order to let the people know that all of that is just superficial and superfluous, and is about, of course, trying to stay in office to avoid blue lights and silver bracelets in the main. But go ahead, my friend.
Well, there's comments, I see you had a nice ad tonight on the TV where you giving people infrastructure works, doing the correcting their water supply and getting them good water supply and things. So you up and around, you making videos,
Yeah, all of that is part and parcel of the game of
right.
Of
so he done start electioneering already.
Yes,
you understand?
Yes, of
the PNM moving full force, the PNM, they're operating full force.
Yeah, definitely. They're in overdrive, they're on steroids at this point in time, but to no avail. You see, when one looks at these things realistically, let's face it, Rowley's best opportunity to have a serious win over the UNC would have been in 2015. He only got 23 seats. That's not waste time. It means, therefore, it's about 4 seats. UNC one. I'm talking for the bare minimum of 21. And then, of course, he come back and he'll still lose one in 2020. So all that boasting, of course, utilizing the defense and the police and the police force to force people, quite apart from what Miss Arima rightly said, is a not a creeping, but a galloping dictatorship that he is attempting, of course, to perpetrate on the people by, of course, not answering questions, buffing and bullying people, and, of course, claiming that he is the best salesman and that he did what we know is figments of his imagination and total and absolute lies or delusions. And then, of course, trying to use all kinds of shenanigans to deflect attention away from for example, the $2 billion and all of that. So we know, and we must understand that, and therefore our circumstance alone, when we look at our personal circumstance, we know that Rowley and they have done us wrong, they have done us evil, and they never could tell you, they never will mention that they met $10 billion there. They will never mention that they met 5 in the Heritage and Civilization Fund. But here how they will say it. They say that what they met in the Heritage and Civilization Fund, they now have it again. Because there's a built-in, of course, not because of them, but there's a built-in, of course, growth mechanism within as the money is invested in foreign markets and so on in order to, of course, earn a income or a dividend. But they will never mention that you took out $1 billion and whatever is there, whether it's 5, 6, then it should have been, if it's 6, it should be 7 billion. And if it's 5, it's supposed to be 6 billion because you took out 1 billion. They will never tell you that. So you know that there's con men and criminals we are dealing with. Let's not waste time.
And the way the revenue and stabilization fund working, it seems to me any money that he take out, the next week he will get it back. So why would I advise the Minister of Finance to do? Go on a road show, right? And borrow about $100 billion US, put it in the revenue and stabilization fund, right? And if what is here is truth, right? Within a year or so, he could get back the whole $100 billion to pay back everybody, and then we could have that $100 billion for ourselves. Do you think that would be something good?
No, yes, but they won't do that because they don't have the patience. They don't have the patience like Kamala Persad-Bissessar, who, of course, sacrificed. And let's not waste time, sacrificed by constructing or attempting the most expensive infrastructure project in Trinidad and Tobago, the highway to Point Fortin. And when Rowley and they were saying, go and borrow, she said, no, I will wait until the quarterly revenue comes in from taxes into the consolidated fund, and we will pay OAS, the contractor, from our funds that we sure about, that is ours, that we don't have to pay back, and we don't commit future generations to paying back anything. That is the kind of management you're looking for. Not these fellas who, of course, borrowing at willy-nilly, helter-skelter, and worse yet, you don't know where the money going, except, of course, you could only conclude that it's in their pockets, whether directly or indirectly. And, of course, we are just had to watch at Balizé House, and as a symbol of that level of profligacy, corruption, nepotism, and cronyism.
Well, he was retracting that whole $431 million over in Tobago Airport today. You know that?
When he was there, I spoke about it already, and that, as I told people, as the first caller who from the United States said, is that it's partially to distract because common sense will tell you and I that the Minister of Works was supposed to be there, the executing agent, whether it's been NITCO or Unicot, is supposed to be there as well to answer pertinent questions. But he, when those questions that would rightly be put to the other members of that panel, he's saying that he don't know, or be more specific, and all kind of obfuscatory talk.
Yeah, because he's supposed to have a team of people that are refute.
That's right, exactly, because you don't know. You are not the executing agent. You don't know how the work is progressing, and the opposition said that it is overruns, etc. How the hell you alone could come there? So it means, therefore, he used that as an opportunity to come in people's face and, of course, sanitize himself, believing that he could fool the people. And as somebody said, I'm glad that the journalists and they got some testicular and vesticular fortitude, and they tell him, well, why not ask you this question when 3 years before, when they asked him a question and he plays that, they cowed and they just put the tails between the legs, so to speak, and they done that. No, it wasn't like that. And of course, the caller was saying, I think Mr. Tagarigua was telling me that that was a prediction that I gave, because closer and closer to their getting out of office, people will become even more emboldened. And of course, the media is just one. We here, you in your contribution and so on, are even more, of course, emboldened to tell them as it is. And Roberts will tell Rowley in the face that he's a blasted rapist and a pedophile, etc. Kamala Persad-Bissessar is saying jail for them. 2-3 years ago, she wasn't saying that. She would have, of course, taken the more diplomatic approach and use language that is not as caustic as that. So we understand that it's time, of course, to let loose everything. The dogs of war must be unleashed on Rowley and they, and to let them know with the hell to get off. And as I was saying, he only get 23 seats and 22 seats subsequently. So he had nothing in a real democracy, but he will feel the wrath of the people. Blue lights and silver braces are talking about. So thank you, Mr. Santa Cruz, for that observation. I think it was magnificent and led the foundation for, of course, this level of high discussion in reality. Let's go back to, of course, Saturday, and of course what Rowley and they will do. We expect them to do, but they will be more hesitant now, because they know anytime they get the tear gas and they engage, of course, the police in the way that they were doing when they were in midterm or the early in the administration. They don't know what the outcome will be and how the population will see it. So therefore, they will play that they are complacent and they are tolerant, of course, protests and so on, hoping that they can be ingratiated, or people feel sympathy or sorry for them. But no, we have to rub it in. All. Rowley must go! Rowley must go! Rowley must go! Rowley must go! Rowley must go!
Police brutality and the use of excessive force. Excessive force that was absolutely not necessary.
So people, of course, if you got cut off, well, just log back on, because, of course, we have a second bite at the cherry, so to speak. You will see this one marked Lennox Smith TCT number 2. Because I'm very confident. Rowley must go! 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 Rowley must go!
But Senator Mark is calling on me to answer for the police. Members of the media, members of the national community, I want to make it abundantly clear. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, in this matter and similar matters and police work on a day-to-day basis, is not a matter for the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. I have nothing to answer for. As a matter of fact, I wait to hear from the police the answers to a lot of what is being said and a lot of what they have to say about their own conduct. If they break the law, there is a way to deal with that. That's what the courts are there for. And when the court rules, if the government doesn't agree, there's the appeal court there for.
So you notice he's prepared to throw the police below the bus. He said he waited to hear what they would have done, and of course, and action will or will not be taken depending on the position of the government, all of that. But we have been there before. It's like deja vu. Remember, of course, when he said in uncertain terms, when, of course, the children of Al-Rari was, of course, noted by way of video and, of course, pictures that went viral, holding, of course, high-powered rifle and arms and boy, oh boy, the man went on a tirade. He was angry. He was vicious. He was irascible. He was, of course, in a state of total apoplectic mood, meaning he vexed. He was choleric, vexed. He was vexed. And what he said? He accused the police, he accused the army then of issuing those videos or those pictures that went viral. He was blaming them. Rowley was blaming the army for, of course, uploading onto these various platforms, social media platforms, that went viral of the Al-Rari, then, of course, Attorney General's children holding high-powered arms. And he said in uncertain terms, if there is the kind of people that had to guard me, he don't want them. He don't want them. He don't want them. That's what he said. To defend, of course, Al-Rari. So it's not the first time. So here him there again. That if the police did what they did in this case, of course, it tear gas innocent people. innocent people, the tear gas. Before that, of course, that they lock up 34 of them. We had to go there. I had to get a JP. Amaro had to get a JP. And we were between, of course, the Sinclair police station and that of the St. James police stations. Not St. James, no, not St. James. The Sinclair and, of course, Woodbrook police stations. I at Woodbrook, and I get my own JP friend, Stevie Young. I want to thank him, of course, profusely. And we went there, and we got the fellas who were incarcerated or locked up there to get them their own bail. Otherwise, Amar was up there. We left there 11 o'clock the night from our exercise that started around 9 o'clock in the morning. We left those stations, both Amar and myself, around 11 o'clock, nearly 12 o'clock. Everybody was released except one who had an outstanding warrant. Yes, people. So Rowley cannot come now and playing that he is self-righteous indignation and that, of course, he wants to throw the police under the bus. People who, of course, he, Hines, and others would have concocted in order, and the Commissioner of Police, no doubt, with the Commissioner of Police in order to, of course, engage in that kind of barbaric conduct against innocent citizens who were peacefully marching and telling Rowley to go. They weren't rioting, they weren't fighting, unprovoked. Claiming, of course, on this occasion that, listen, they are breaching, of course, the health regulation under COVID. The big savannah, where, of course, social distancing is automatic. Automatic. Half of Trinidad and Tobago probably could fill in the Queen's Park savannah. That's how big it is. But you had about 9,000 one instance and 5,000 the other instance. Yet still, the police came. And just in case you are in doubt, just in case you're having a problem, then of course you had to tell me why it is Tricky Tracy in Tobago and that zipline money that you couldn't find needed equipment. And Rowley said he will take a vote, money from his prime ministerial office, and of course implement that zipline project that was supposed to be, that money was expended from the vote or the monies of the THA at the time, a PNM THA, and he Rowley say he go take his vote like if it's his money, your money and my money, taxpayers' dollars, and he will implement it. When, of course, the accusation came that, of course, she was directly responsible for the non-presence or the non-implementation of that project, the zipline project. Yes, indeed. But however, somehow audio tape, it isn't even video, audio tape, claiming to be Farley's voice, and they say they're conspiring, to take money or defraud the THA to promote an agenda that will further consolidate Farley and his team or the party that he represents. That, you know, people, that, you know, whilst, of course, in Tobago, during the campaign, it was projects after project, 50 million one way, a second 50 million for doing what? For upgrading tourist facilities, bread and breakfast, small hotels, etc. A bribe, taking our money and do that. That's what Rowley did. And projects of a small nature, like, of course, a road, a bridge, a sidewalk, a wall, all of those things went on. That is additional money, people, for getting an unfair advantage at the polls. In addition, of course, to him going to the parliament and increasing the number of seats there by 3. So it was 15 from 12. And the people said, enough is enough. as Trinidad has said. And the vote is tail out. A pleasant good night, welcome. Pleasant good night, welcome. Pleasant good night, welcome. All right, I think I might have found it. All right, okay, I think there might have been an issue here. Let me just check something here, Kona. Let me just check something here. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, okay.
I just called to say something real quick.
Yes, yes, go ahead. Yeah, okay.
Lennox, yes. I forgot to tell you.
Go ahead.
That cake I talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll let you sue me. Half of that cake is your own.
Yes, go ahead.
What I just said?
After that,
I say half of the cake is your own.
All right.
So that little bit of money, that's nothing. That's just a propaganda.
Yes.
That's just a shield.
Yes.
You don't need that.
Yeah, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. No, but he is greedy. He's greedy because it is available. He wants it.
No. You don't understand what I'm telling you.
All right, go ahead.
Listen.
Go ahead. Let me see if I do understand.
I said, the whole cake, that little piece, you don't need that.
Right, that's the point I'm making as well. I'm confirming
that. The half of the cake is his. So you have to protect that. So what you can use now, you can use that strategy. Said, I need that money that raised, but he don't really need it.
Right, well that's where I'm going as well. He don't need it because he thief enough. Thief enough.
That's only an illusion.
Yeah, but you have to be but let me tell you, you have to be wicked. You have to be wicked and a beast in human form to know that you have so much, your government dies, you're vomiting and still take that and pretending, of course, that you need it. I mean, oh God, boy.
No, he don't really need it. What I'm trying to tell you is that he's like a pretend he need it.
Yeah, he pretend. This is what I said. Yes, listen carefully.
But he don't really need that. So that's why Embod cannot give an account with that because it has something else in the pencil beside the water.
Yeah. Yes, my friend.
It's a whole ring there.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
That's all I had to tell you, man.
Yes, thanks very much. Yeah, very good, man. Very good. Yes. So we are talking the same language. He pretending that he need it, and that is part of the propaganda that he is engaged in order to look for sympathy, right? So the caller is correct, but of course we must therefore understand. But let's go back, of course, to Roger, because I want to bring Miss Arima's dictatorship concept to reality, because Rowley explained what a mafia is. We'll take that later.
Rowley must go! 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 Rowley must go!
Police brutality and the use of excessive force. Excessive force that was absolutely not necessary.
Yes, indeed. And of course, we want to make certain that you understand clearly what a mafia is, courtesy Rowley himself. Listen to the description.
A mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. It's the code of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy. It's only when you break, you go there and expose us. And expose a mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's not kill you politically. It's only when you break, you go there and expose us. And expose a mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's not kill you politically. It's only when you break, you go there, and expose us. And expose a mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's not kill you. It's a mafia. And under a code, a mafiosi code, we keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically.
Yes, a mafia. Listen to him.
This country has a corruption problem.
Yeah, let's of course go to the lines. Pleasant good night. Welcome. Welcome to the corridor. I'm having fun tonight, probably because Joy
well, I gonna make you. I going to make all your ball.
Go ahead, man.
So his friend Delcy Rodriguez was going through an interview, right?
Yeah.
And they asked them this question: how did us make it that the sanction with the oil and gas? You know the sanction.
Yes.
Right. Well, Delcy smiled and she said this: Los otros tengo secretos. Es un secreto, los otros guarda sus secretos. You know what she said there?
Look at it, something, I sense it, even though I don't know the language, something about secret.
Tell me, you know big word.
No, something secret, that's what I could.
That's right.
Yes.
She said we have secrets.
Yeah, okay, good.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we
right.
have secrets. And we just keep our secrets. Yeah. Right.
Repeat it again in Spanish first.
She say, right? She say, los otros tengo secretos. Los otros guarda sus secretos. Yeah. We have secrets and we just keep each other's secrets.
Wow.
Ask anybody that.
The same thing, man.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And they just call themselves brothers.
Yes.
Right? Brothers. Good? And he is a brother. And everybody in the region know that that regime over there is a mafia. So put it together.
Yes.
That is how I work it out. I'm telling all of that long time. Don't tell the man he's a mafia man. The PNM is a mafia. No. He ain't a mafia next door. And they just sell the sanction gas and thing. They have secrets.
Of course.
They just sell the sanction.
Executed by dictators. Both
right.
And here. Right.
Right. They're together. And they just keep los otros. Right?
Yes.
We just keep our secrets. And you see how the man does want to kill you politically over there? You see how we kill? All right. You see how he killed the man politically, make him sign document and get out of the country?
Yes. And of course, he tear gas we tail across here and lock us up.
All them thing he learning from his partner is just they would do it a little different.
And then
he don't want no protest.
Then send police to find audio tape.
He have the unions and them weak because the next one over there get the unions weak. It have plenty union there, no? And they will protest and protest. You see how these people just protest and they can't get through. Right?
Yes.
They can't get through.
So people,
yes,
are prepared, of course, to throw
we
all
ask
of us
that.
if we give them a
this
chance.
is why people have to come out and protest. If it's silent protest, you stand up, right? They don't like placard over there, but them people determined It's plenty of them.
Yes.
They can't keep up.
Yeah.
And I will show you something. Them Cubans that's protesting, you know, but they can't have placard. They just protest in the night. Right? Right now they're protesting plenty. They don't have electricity.
Yeah, understand that.
Things bad over there. The place collapsing bad.
More frequently
yes,
than Trinidad.
terrible. And they just tell them the thing need this and that, but really it don't have no gas and thing, and so they just have to turn it off to ration. So when they turn off the electricity in some parts here, and I'm telling all of these things before, I'm just repeating.
Yeah.
When that go off for a little 5 minutes, half an hour, sometimes in some places, you know how much gas they save there?
That's right.
They're saving on energy, you know.
And I could well imagine the state of the forest across there too. Because they are cut down the forest to use wood.
Where in Cuba?
Yeah, in Cuba, yeah. Cuba talk about.
Only on one part of the island, that is Santiago de Cuba.
Right.
But the in Havana, it didn't have much of that. You know, yes, there is cook on wood and thing. Yes.
It's obvious. You can't
in that country area in Santiago de Cuba. Yes. It's not easy. Then let these old buildings and it making warm. They have to come down and sit down in the street. And when they get crazy, then the night protesting and thing. But when they started to protest for that, it was all 3 years ago when we was in COVID. And Diaz Canal sent out the police and thing, and they beat the people, they kidnap them, they jail them. But you see that OAS? They make them know, leave the people alone. Right? They have that right. Plus the United Nations. So let them beat people here, tear gas and thing. This is where we will need the opposition. Right?
Yes.
To stand up for the people. They can't be sleepy.
Yes, indeed.
Right.
All right. Thanks very much. Thanks very much, of course, for that further intervention. But let's continue, of course, with the Mafia Talk by Rowley.
A secret is only when you break rank, you go there. This country has a corruption problem. This country has a corruption problem.
Headed by you.
A code, a mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us. And for that, we're going to kill you politically. This country has a corruption problem. This country has a corruption problem. It's the core of the Cosa Nostra. This country has a corruption problem. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy. This country has a corruption problem. This country has a corruption problem. It's a mafia. It's a mafia. It's a mafia. And under a code, a mafiosi code, we keep each other's secret. This country has a corruption problem. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. It's the code of the Cosa Nostra. This country has a corruption problem. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy. This country.
I think, of course, it's important, of course, to get an appreciation as to what a mafia is. Let us explain that, or benefit from an explanation thereof.
The Italian island of Sicily. Apart from its super weird flag and it looking like it's being kicked by a boot, Sicily is best known as the homeland of the mafia. I know what images you have in your head right now. You're thinking about the cool looking men in designer suits and dark shades. You're thinking about The Godfather and Goodfellas and The Sopranos, maybe even The Simpsons. While all of that stuff surely is fine entertainment, you might want to know how the mafia works in real life. So first, let's go back to Sicily. In the 1860s, Sicily became part of the young state of Italy. And everyone was happy because that meant more investments, which meant more jobs, which meant more money, which meant more olives for everyone. But it also meant more bandits and vandals that stole your cattle and cut down your lemon trees. That had to stop. But Italy was still busy with learning how to nation state and couldn't be bothered with trivial things like keeping people safe. So the people hired guards and local gangs to watch their stuff instead. The gangs had one great advantage. While a guard can only watch one place at a time, a gang can keep many more places safe without even being there. They only had to convince people that if they messed with their clients, they will be messed with.
Let's go to the line. Let's go to the line. President, good night. Welcome to the corridor. President, good night. Welcome.
President, good night, Lennox. President, good night to your callers.
Yes.
I just want to I know I think the Prime Minister went and had talks with a high-level talk in Barbados with the
Democrats official United States. Yes.
Yeah, you any feedback on that? He come back
more of the same that they agree, of course, to continue to assist, but you know that the Republicans are going to replace them, so that's an exercise in futility. Anybody with a modicum of common sense would have understood that. But Rowley, of course, use that as another mechanism for deflection, and we must not fall prey to that.
Because Shell has started the project going to be started a couple of days. I think 250 length of pipe. The Laurelese in Shagaramas loading pipe right now to go and start run that pipeline towards the development of the Jaramas.
Well, that is as a result of the OFAC license, and of course Venezuela gave us a 30-year. We have a 30-year arrangement with Venezuela. But the Republicans have not yet taken office, so in the meantime they can operate based on those two factors, because there's a lot of money being spent. We have to spend $1 million a year to give to Venezuela, so money is running, and I'm sure that they are convincing or talking to Shell on a daily basis. To keep them, of course, comforted and comfortable as they try to execute this project based on those two factors, the arrangement with the United States and then the arrangement, of course, with the Venezuelans. So let's see how that pans out when Trump comes into office.
All right, locked on listening.
Yes, okay then. Bye-bye.
Big time. And it worked out great. The gangs proudly did their duty in promoting the greater good and protecting the weak and powerless. Just kidding. Of course they found ways of making even more money. They didn't just help the people that wanted their protection, but also everyone else. Of course a gang's generous protection was worth a little pocket money to the people. And while they already controlled...
When you hear the word mafia, you think of cool, violent group of people in black suits who always carry a gun and shoot whoever disagrees with them. At least that's how Hollywood portrays them in movies such as Goodfellas, Boardwalk Empire, and so on. We don't really talk on this channel about topics such as mafia, but mafias are organizations like corporations whose main objective is to make money. The only difference between normal businesses and the mafia is that they do it illegally. And since we cover business topics, let's try to figure out how the mafia makes money. But to do that, we have to understand what mafia really is. As I have mentioned before, mafias are like corporations, but they are usually run by families that come over, claim sovereignty over a territory, and start forcing every business under their rule to pay them a share of their profit. And that's how they make money. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you. Just kidding. There's actually much more. Back in the day in the 19th century, in some parts of the world such as Sicily, the government couldn't...
So of course the government treasury is the source of money that of course this government under Rowley, a mafia enterprise called the PNM, steal our monies.
So-called greatest salesman has now turned out to be this country's most notorious and modern-day political Judas, who has shamelessly betrayed the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of our people, particularly our young people. For they were instructed by the Rowley government not to pass on that 12.5 royalty payment to the downstreamers, resulting in NGC losing hundreds of millions of dollars. That is what this band of sellout artists have done to our country, and they have crushed the NGC. So NGC is now saying for the first 6 months of 2020, they have lost over $316 million, and they will lose hundreds of more because of Dr. Keith Rowley, our modern day Judas in this country, brothers and sisters.
So under Rowley, of course, for the first time, the NGC lost the money. Of course, Rowley would have called it a cash cow under the UNC, when of course he criticized and said that of course they were spending too much money, and they almost, but of course they went into NGC as well, did the same damn thing, and now of course under his full administration, they lost money for the first time. Of course, that is no different to the Heritage and Civilization Fund. For the first time under Rowley, well, it didn't make any money at all, except of course for what it had there. It didn't augment at all or increase. And there was another, of course, national entity that was supposed to be making money. I think it's the national enterprise. National enterprise. In other words, that set of companies that under the control of the government, including of course those assets of the former Clico. Remember that? CL Financial. Well, that too lost money under Rowley. They couldn't pay any dividend. So we have a band of course crashers, a band of incompetent, and of course the persons who clearly have lost their way under this mafia propensity or this mafia enterprise called the PNM.
Let me also tell you, brothers and sisters, we have to go back on this question of the shutdown of Petrotrin and why they sold this refinery or are planning to sell this refinery to Patriotic. Brothers and sisters, I want to make it very clear. Sister Kamla Prasad Bisesa did not close down Petrotrin. Rodriguez visit under COVID-19 restrictions and the purchase and subsequent sale of gasoline by Paria from Wilma Ruperti Trafigura PTE, and which was sold to ES Euro Shipping, who is also owned by Wilma Ruperti. Brothers and sisters, there appears to be a tight connection between the Keith Rowley administration, Delcy Rodriguez, Wilma Ruperti, and the administration in Caracas, which is putting Trinidad and Tobago at risk. So, brothers and sisters, we want to also ask Dr. Rowley, in light of what is taking place in the Privy Council March next year, where the PNP leadership is before the Privy Council for receiving 31 million Jamaican dollars from Trafigura, we would like to get from Dr. Rowley whether Trafigura made a financial donation to the PNM general election campaign for 2020. These are questions that the public would like to know. And these are issues that the police commissioner should find some time to really summon Dr. Rowley to an audience so he can share with the police commissioner these crimes that he has committed against the country. He needs to have an audience. I am calling on the Commissioner of Police to have an audience with Dr. Keith Rowley and his gang so that they can explain this sellout of the country's natural resources. Brothers and sisters, I want to close by telling you something.
I want to be rapid this evening. 4 days before we approach Good Friday, in observance of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ on the cross at Calvary, we, the citizens of this Twin Island Republic, are experiencing our own bout of physical, financial, and mental crucifixion as the new king, the new emperor, the new monarch, Rowley, choose this holy period to deliver hammer blows to the empty stomachs, on the empty stomachs of an already battered and bruised population. My brothers and sisters, through the unilateral and undemocratic imposition of explosive and draconian measures on both fuel and food products, not only will there be a dramatic and exponential rise in fuel prices, but concomitantly there will be a surge in the overall cost of living and a catastrophic decline in the people's standard of living and quality of life. In light of these harsh and oppressive measures inflicted on the people of our country, the new Pharaoh, and all of those out there, brothers and sisters, who are looking on to this meeting this evening, I want to let you know that if you own a Nissan Tida vehicle, aka Wetman, be prepared from next Tuesday, April 19, 2022, to pay at least $310 to fill that tank. It is 52 liters. I want to remind you, brothers and sisters, when Sister Kamala Prasad Bisesa was in office, you paid $140 to fill your 52 liters. Tida, today, as we go on April 19th, you will be called upon by Keith Christopher Rowley to pay, brothers and sisters, $310. Taxi drivers, maxi taxi drivers, let me remind you, a 29-seater maxi taxi Mitsubishi Rosa with a capacity of 100 liters will move from when we were there under Sister Kamala, $150 for 100 liters of diesel to know where? $391, close to $400. Come, brothers and sisters, come April the 19th, you're going to be paying close to $400. Democracy. Dr. Kojo described Keith Christopher Rowley as a modern-day king in our country. He is like an administrative monarchy in our land. And brothers and sisters, he behaved like a king. He says, as Louis XIV said in France, I am the state, and the state is me. So everything must be done in my interest and in my welfare. Brothers and sisters, democracy can disappear if we do not work in defense of that democracy. We must defend our democracy. I want to tell you in closing, as our sister said earlier, the sun is about to rise once again. This rising sun will wither the Balizé, and we will be able to usher in our loving distinguished, illustrious political leader to continue the glorious work she did between 2010 and 2015 in the interest of our people. Let us unite. Let us stand together. Let us move forward as one people, one nation, with one common purpose and objective to save our country from this dangerous, demonic, satanic, evil, and dark individual, not only in complexion, but his heart is enveloped in total darkness. The man is evil. He is undemocratic. He does not believe in democracy. He does not cherish our democratic values. He does not defend our principles. Keith Rowley is an autocrat. Keith Rowley is an authoritarian. Keith Rowley is a totalitarian. We must fight tooth and nail to get rid of Keith Christopher Rowley from our country.
This country has a corruption problem. This country has a corruption problem. A code, a mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. This country has a corruption problem. This country has a corruption problem. It's the code of the Cosa Nostra. This country has a corruption problem. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy. This country has a corruption problem. This country has a corruption problem. It's a mafia.
What we gonna do right here is go back. Way back. Back into time.
DJ Johnny.
People, of course, we have come to the end of tonight's program. It's already, of course, 20 minutes past 10. Have a wonderful rest of the night. God bless. Don't forget tomorrow morning, the Ground Report, Andy, Michael, myself, as we continue with these and other topics. Have a wonderful rest of the night. And, of course, my apology for the break earlier. But we have a virus, and we will go by Cyrus in order to get rid of that virus tomorrow. Of course, I am not on tomorrow night, but certainly on the Ground Report tomorrow morning. Once again, have a wonderful one. Bye-bye.
This country has a corruption problem. This country has a corruption problem. A code, a mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. This country has a corruption problem. This country has a corruption problem. It's the core of the Cosa Nostra. This country has a corruption problem. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy. This country has a corruption problem. This country has a corruption problem. It's a mafia. It's a mafia. It's a mafia. And under a code, a mafiosi code, we keep each other's secret. This country has a corruption problem. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. It's the core of the Cosa Nostra. This country has a corruption problem. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy. This country has a corruption problem. The code of secrecy has a brotherhood of wrongdoers. As a brotherhood of wrongdoers. This country has a corruption problem. This country has a corruption problem. If you want to save tomorrow, take action today. And if there's any government in the history of this country against which political action should be taken, it is the mafia. This country has a corruption problem. It is the mafia. As a brotherhood of wrongdoers.